Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Business Connect. My name is Roy. If this is your first time on our channel. So when I started this YouTube channel from the name Business Connect, I didn't know I was going to do this number of videos about the COVID-19 pandemic. But since then, we've been able to do a lot of videos about the pandemic. Since I started doing videos about the COVID-19 pandemic, there is one question that people always ask in my videos or in the comment section of my videos. When will China open its borders? So in today's video, I'm going to tell you when China will open its borders and who has the key to this decision. Because a lot of people have been asking, maybe the universities, the embassies, but there is this one person that I'm going to introduce you to this person today. And I think he's the one that has the key to when China will open its borders. So if you have the opportunity to talk to this man, send your emails directly to him, tweet him, and ask him when China will open its borders.
The answer is no. In
the U.S., many have turned to Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease expert, as that medical voice of reason. In China, it's Dr. Zhong Nanshan, the well-known respiratory expert speaking exclusively with CNN.
I cannot compare with Fauci, who is the advisor of the president, always been standing in beside the president.
Perhaps he does not physically stand next to President Xi Jinping, but Zhong has the trust of China's central government. His advice sparks near immediate action. Take, for example, Wuhan's unprecedented lockdown. On January 18th, 5 days before the city was shut down, Zhong traveled to the original epicenter of the outbreak. He questioned the local health officials.
At the very beginning, they kept silent.
Zhong, who gained international praise for his work on SARS 17 years ago, believed this rapidly spreading novel coronavirus was far more devastating than being portrayed by Wuhan health officials.
I suppose they are very reluctant to answer my question. The local authorities didn't like to tell the truth at that time.
Publicly, Wuhan health officials as late as January 19th labeled the virus as preventable and controllable. And later, the city's mayor even acknowledged not releasing information in a timely fashion. Zhong pressed harder for the actual numbers, and when he got them, he headed to Beijing on January 20th. He briefed the central government, and within hours he was addressing the nation in his live interview on state-run CCTV. Zhong revealed that human-to-human transmission was likely, and as proof of that, he said the virus had already infected multiple medical personnel.
That's a very dangerous signal showing this kind of disease very contagious. So I suppose at that time the central government listened to our comment, subjection, and advice.
Within 3 days, Wuhan went into a harsh lockdown that lasted 76 days. Yet even with China's central government now taking the lead, there is still skepticism over the official numbers. Zhong believes it's partly political and says the Chinese government would not benefit from underreporting.
The government have got a lesson from the outbreak of SARS 17 years ago.
Zhong, like Dr. Fauci, has achieved a celebrity status here in China. His scientific expertise aside, many are impressed with Zhong's physical drive. What is it that you have been doing during this period to stay mentally sane, physically fit? How does Dr. Zhong conduct his days?
I still keep exercising and sport and so all the things, and keep an open mind and eat not too much every time. So that's why I seems to be still can do something in my age of 84.
Okay, so now let's get into his latest interview and hear what he said about when he thinks China will open its borders. I'm going to do a few analysis. I'm going to bring out some very important points that he said in the interview, and we are going to do an analysis of it. And I think by the end of this video, you should be able to tell when China will open its borders. So Dr. Zhong made it very clearly in the interview that mainland China can completely open its borders when China has achieved between 80 to 85% of vaccination rate. Dr. Zhong also made it very clearly in the interview that when the rate exceeds 80%, it will effectively prevent COVID from spreading and especially prevent severe illnesses, and most infected patients will have no symptoms or maybe just mild symptoms. So from his projections, he thinks that by the end of this year, 2021, China will be able to achieve this rate of vaccination between 80 to 85% of its 1.4 billion inhabitants. But will China immediately open its borders after achieving this rate of vaccination? Let's find out. Dr. Zhong also made it very clearly in the interview that after achieving this rate of vaccination, people infected with this virus will survive, instead of the normal situation now where 2 out of 100 people would die. One thing that he also said that made me a little bit happy or glad was that he acknowledged the fact that COVID-19 or the virus is a world pandemic, and it requires China and the rest of the world to fight against this virus together. And with China alone adopting such strict measures might not work on the side of China in the long run. He also made it very clearly that as of the 18th of September 2021, more than 1.1 billion Chinese have received at least one dose of the vaccine, bringing the vaccination rate to 78%. See, we just have a few 2 or 3, 4, 5 percentages to achieve the rate that he expects that China should be able to open its borders. But will China immediately open its borders by the end of this year after achieving the 80 to 85% vaccination rate? Will the borders be open completely to everyone at the same time? These are some of the questions that are left unanswered, as he also made it very clearly in the interview that the race is not for China alone, but with China and the rest of the world together, they can combat the pandemic. So if China fights it alone and everything is fine in China, while the situation out of China is still not at a controllable rate, then China might not still open its borders. So now you understand who has the key to the Chinese borders at this moment. You understand who can say borders open and it will be open, borders closed and it will be closed. This is Business Connect. This is what we do on the channel. We bring you news, we bring you analysis like this. So if you don't want to miss our next videos, hit that subscription button so that each time we upload videos like this, YouTube will notify you and you will be the first to watch our videos. It's peace out. I'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.